It's 3 a.m., and you're not thinking about tomorrow. You're replaying a conversation from 6 years ago, a moment you wish went differently, words you said, words you didn't. And even though nothing about that moment will ever change, you keep hitting play. You already know how it ends. You've watched it 1,000 times. So why can't you stop? Because this isn't really about the memory. It's about what your mind is trying to do with it. And once you understand that, the loop starts to lose its power. Here's something most people don't realize. Memory isn't a recording, it's a reconstruction. Every single time you replay a memory, your brain rebuilds it from scratch, and each version is slightly different from the last. Neuroscientists call this reconsolidation. When you retrieve a memory, it briefly becomes unstable, malleable. Your brain can modify it before storing it again, which means every time you revisit that painful moment, you're not just watching it, you're rewriting it, slightly, slowly, usually making it worse. The argument gets sharper, the humiliation gets bigger, the door slams harder than it actually did. You think you're remembering what happened, but you're sculpting a version of events shaped by how bad you feel right now. The memory and the wound grow together. In the 1920s, a Russian psychologist named Bluma Zygarnik noticed something strange. Waiters could remember every detail of orders they hadn't served yet, but the moment food hit the table, gone. The task was complete. The mind let it go. The brain, it turns out, fixates on the unfinished. And emotionally, the most unfinished things in your life are the ones where you never got closure, where you never got to say what you meant, where the ending made no sense, where you still don't understand why it happened. Your brain keeps replaying those moments because it's trying to finish them. It's looking for resolution that was never given. Like a song that cuts off before the final chord, your nervous system stays suspended, waiting for a conclusion that never comes. That fight you replay, you never got to make your point. That relationship you can't stop thinking about, it ended without explanation. That mistake you keep reliving, you never forgave yourself for it. The loop isn't obsession, it's incompletion. But there's a darker reason too. For some people, replaying painful memories isn't an accident, it's a punishment, a way of making sure you never forget what you did, what was done to you, or what you failed to prevent. Psychologists call this rumination, repetitive, passive focus on distress, and it's closely linked to depression. Not because depressed people replay memories, but because replaying memories creates depression. The more you revisit a wound without changing anything about how you think about it, the deeper it cuts. There's a belief buried under all that replaying. If I stop thinking about it, I'm letting myself off the hook. If I stop replaying it, I'm saying it didn't matter. So you keep watching, as if suffering is the only proof that something meant something. But the truth is, you can honor something without being destroyed by it. Letting the loop go is not the same as letting the moment go. Some memories get replayed not because they hurt, but because they made you feel most alive. The summer that changed everything, the relationship where you finally felt seen, the version of yourself that existed before everything got complicated. These memories become anchors to an identity you're grieving, a self you left behind or lost, and replaying them is a way of visiting someone you used to be, someone who felt more real, more hopeful, more free than whoever you are right now. The problem is that the past becomes a standard the present can never meet. You start measuring every friendship against that one, every feeling against how it felt then, and the present keeps losing. You're not living in the memory, you're using it as proof that things were better, which means you've already decided they can't be again. When you replay a vivid emotional memory, your brain activates the same stress response as the original event. Your amygdala doesn't distinguish between now and then. Your cortisol rises, your body goes back. You're not just thinking about the past, you're partially living it, biologically. Which is why replaying trauma or shame doesn't just feel bad,
It rewires you. The neural pathway for that memory gets stronger every time you walk down it. You're literally practicing distress. But this works in reverse, too. Every time you consciously interrupt the loop, notice it, name it, redirect, that pathway weakens slightly. You're not suppressing the memory, you're changing your relationship to it. Most advice tells you to distract yourself. Keep busy, don't think about it. But suppression doesn't work. The more you try not to think about something, the more your brain checks to make sure you're not thinking about it. What actually works is completion. Write the unsent letter. Say what you couldn't say then, not to the person, but to yourself. Your brain needs to know the thought has somewhere to go. Reframe the role you played, not to excuse, but to understand. You made the decision you could make with what you knew and who you were then. That person deserves a little more grace than you're giving them. Find the meaning rather than the verdict. What did that painful moment teach you? What did it ask of you? Memories lose their compulsive power when they become lessons instead of evidence. And when a memory surfaces, don't fight it. Acknowledge it. I know. I've been here. I hear you. And then, gently, return to now. The question isn't, why can't I stop replaying this? The real question is, what does this memory still need from me? Does it need an apology? Make one, to yourself or someone else. Does it need acknowledgement? Acknowledge it. Does it need to be grieved? Grieve it fully once instead of partially forever. Because the loop doesn't stop when you force it to stop. It stops when the mind finally believes the work is done. You are not the sum of your worst moments. You are not the person who made that mistake. You are not the version of yourself frozen in that memory. You are here, now, rebuilding. In the past, no matter how loud it gets at 3 a.m., cannot follow you into a present you choose to actually inhabit. You don't have to keep watching. The story isn't over. You're still writing it. If this hit home, drop a comment below. And if you know someone who's stuck in a loop they can't escape, send this to them.